All right, you heard Phil. Gather in, gather in.
First up tonight, we have Open Madison, 30 laps. Scratch race, meaning no points in the middle. Four teams at the rail, 30 lap scratch. Andy and Matt. Carl and Wade. Vern and Matt. And Chris and Dave. Whistle blown, race is on. First exchange happening in the middle of the back straight.
And that was our Fount team with the Lake Hills Montessori jersey. And then this was Orange, which is Felt Therabody. That's Maddie and Vern. Here comes another exchange right at the front with the Rainbow group. I said, even though we only have 4 teams, this is going to be very entertaining. These are close teams. This could be a very good race. 30 laps, no points, just a scratch race. So right now you should pick out which team you like best. I would just go by what's your favorite color. That would be the best way to do that. So we have like a green-blue, which is going to make exchange here right on the home stretch between Carl and Wade. Fantastic. We have orange, dark green, and then rainbow.
Right now they're all keeping it together, civilized pace. No attacks so far.
Here comes a fun double exchange right here. Maddie says, I'm getting out of that. Yeah, Annette, what lap do you think the big move's going to come? How long are they going to wait?
We have any preems?
Nope.
22.
Ooh, they're going to get going early. All right.
I think it'll come back together, but 22 is my bet. I don't know when something happens. 22 to go to make that act clear.
All right, another exchange right at the front again. All these exchanges are looking good. I hear some cheering. I think that's Carl's family. Here comes another exchange right here. Orange coming in hot.
Vern and Matt.
Looking good.
Next exchange by Chris and Richter. And Andy and Maddie. Orange team exchanging and turn, well, in the back straight, I guess.
All right, does everyone have their favorites yet? We're gonna have Rainbow exchanging. If you wanna see Rainbow win, you should make some noise. Let's see this beautiful exchange. Oh, that was easy. Yeah, go Rainbow. There comes Dark Green. Lake Hills Montessori, Fount Cycling. Those are looking good. They're still easy right now, though.
Vern and Matt exchanging for the orange team. And now Maddie will be coming in for Andy. Hopefully, Amara, the racers were listening to me and they know that this is their time to go. Double exchange like the light green and the dark green. Maddie coming in for Vern. And Andy coming in for Maddie. Maybe we have some sprinters in here just gonna wait till the end. Pace has picked up a little bit, but I wouldn't call it game on yet. Oh, here we go. Yep. The Font team.
Fount
Saying
says, let's go.
Yep.
Ooh.
And look at that. I was close.
Just 2 laps off. Big move. Let's see with Maddie being thrown in if he's going to fly right over this. Rainbow team trying to close that gap.
I think they'll have it. Now it'd be whether or not, let's see who's in right now. Wade or, yep, that's Carl.
Oh, here comes a high-speed exchange here in corner 1-2. Wade getting thrown in.
Wade's got some work to do to get that back. He's going for it.
Oh, yeah. This is going to come back, I think.
Yep.
Ooh.
And there's Maddie at the end, trying to get that back too. Make it a group of 4 again.
There you go, Haldy. You got it.
Here comes Andy. Let's see if he just keeps it together or if he does a counterattack. Oh, we got an attack coming up. Better be prepared. Let's go, Andy.
Yeah, attacking the exchange. Ooh.
That's the smart move. That is their main competitor, so they were definitely trying to catch them off guard, which they did. Andy's got a little work.
Fresh set of legs coming in for Fount. This is going to be David getting in. Let's see if Andy can hold on.
Looks like David is not going to try and rip it apart. Can the third team bring it back?
There you go, Maddie's coming in. Good exchange right on the home stretch.
See if Carl,
trying to...
Yep, Carl can pull that back.
They're like halfway through and things are getting spicy. Once again, make sure you have your favorite picked. Cheer them on.
Chris coming in for Richter. I would have to say the smoothest exchanges do come from Andy and Maddie.
They're the former Masters National Championship, or National Champions. So they know what they're doing.
Yep, if you want to learn how to do the Madison, the two here in the front are the ones to watch.
Ooh, Wade's bringing this back though. Wade is very strong right now.
Great job on Wade there. Group of 3.
Wade are camp graduates. Which team are we cheering for? Everybody? Just going for everybody. All right, yeah, just cheer for everyone. I think camp graduates are next, so they're getting excited.
Group of 3 are just gonna hang out for a little bit.
Ooh, all right.
Always go over.
Always go over. There we go. Wade's learning too.
I don't know if Wade and Carl have ever done the Madison together. I think they're doing an excellent job if this is their first time.
Yeah. I would assume they got a few throws in beforehand. But yeah, racing a Madison is much different than practicing a Madison.
Racing's much better.
That's true. All right, pace is settled. They're seeing 12 to go. This group of 3 is going to be our top 3 right here.
Almost 2/3 in. Wade coming in. And an attack.
Ooh. Wade is recently upgraded to the 1-2s, but he's very fast. Oh, he's putting the hurt on Chris Wilson there.
I know. I think a little caught unawares there. Didn't expect Wade to do the attacking, I think. So great move on Wade. All together.
Well, a couple of these teams are exchanging together here. Here comes a double exchange. Teams 2 and 3, Rainbow and Found. Oh,
yep.
here comes
Things
the
can always
third
get a
one.
little hot when double exchanges happen.
All right, once again, this group of 3, you can't break them apart. It's going to come down to a sprint, I think.
I think so. We'll have to watch, see if there's another attack. I would believe that we'll see another 1 or 2 attacks in the last 8 laps here.
All right, another multi-exchange. Ooh. It's always fun hearing the yelling.
Yep.
Keeping it PG here, though.
That was just alerting his teammate that he was ready to have him come down and did not want to miss that exchange. Always better to talk.
Yeah, if you miss an exchange, that's a whole extra 45 seconds, minute that you have to ride. That's a lot.
Oh, and the 4 teams are back together. One lap down for the orange team, but they can still ride with this group. So, Mar, who do you think is going to make the next move?
I think it's going to be Fount again. Richter coming up. That's my guess right here. Oh, nope. Nope.
He heard you.
Yeah, I spoiled it. You're not supposed to coach from the mic, but you can predict, right?
Yeah, well, I guess 22 laps, and it turned out 20. So what's the next prediction? 4 laps to go? Andy coming in, Maddie going out. Font doing an exchange. And then Wade will come back in. Let's see if Wade, who seems to like it to attack in this race, let's see if he does it again. Hard to attack from the front, so no attack from Wade.
With 4 to go, that's 1 mile out here. We're the same length as the running track. I would expect that this thing gets going fast really quick. So once again, who do you want to win? Start cheering for them. In 2 weeks, we're going to have like a co-ed Madison and the Madison Championship. So our one and only preseason on the 9th. We'll have lots of Madison racing. Always fun. Oh, here comes an attack of an exchange.
Yep. Just an attack, not during an exchange. Wanted to get ahead coming into this last, well, probably second to last exchange here for this team.
There we go. 2 to go. They got a little gap here. Are they just going to keep going?
Yes, they are.
You have 2 to go. That's unless Maddie can just pin it right there. That's essentially their last exchange. Or they'll get one more. They'll get one more exchange.
Yep, they will. And Carl's got to get on that wheel. Richter's going to try and pull this back. He does not want to give him that much distance with 1 to go.
All right, yeah, both teams are going to get one more exchange. Here we go. Rainbow team coming through. Start cheering for Andy. They're going to do one high-speed exchange, I bet. Here they come. So watch in corner 2.
Got Maddie in for the sprint and Chris in for the sprint.
Here we go. This is going to be quick.
Chris with some road in between there.
There we go. This is going to be very finish. Well, looks like Rainbow team's going to have this one. Go and make some noise for Maddie and Andy coming through. Taking that with a last-minute attack.
Nice
Team
move
Ride
there.
Group. Here comes Fount for Lake Hills Montessori. And third, this is Wade and Carl with the KW Racing team. And here comes our orange team, Maddie and Vern.
Lots of kudos to Carl and Wade for the first time riding the Madison together. Great job, all 4.
All right, with that, I think we're going to stage our camp graduation.
Amara, are they doing an Italian pursuit? Okay. An Italian pursuit, we have one team start on the back straight, one on the home straight, and they try to catch each other. Little mishap here. Sure she'll be good and get up. Sometimes the falls from a very slow speed are the hardest. So give her a round of applause getting up, get back out there. Happens to everyone, no matter how many years you've been riding a bike. Some of us still fall down.
Good evening, folks. Looks like we're getting started with this graduation race in just a moment. The home straight team, looks like Guyan and Maxim getting lined up there, and Kyler and Cheyenne on the back straight, just about ready to go. This Italian pursuit will start momentarily. We'll talk a little about Camp Velo while the kids are rolling around for this fun Italian pursuit. Talk a little bit why we do this race. And how about a quick polite applause to Annette for stepping in for me on the microphone. Annette Williams, everybody. Yeah. Looks like I got the hand signal from the back straight. They did signal they look ready to go. Front straight gives the thumbs up. They're good to go as well. So I think we got a whistle in the center field to signal the start, kids. So listen for the whistle for your start. Off we go, 2 times around, 1 lap per kid. This is our official welcome into the Velodrome community for our young riders that have completed the week-long Camp Velo experience. Riders get several hours during the week to learn the basic skills, learn about safe riding, how to control these fixed gear bikes. And here they are in front of us on a Friday night, getting the cheers from the home crowd as they come screaming by. That was Kyler on the front of the back straight team, halfway through their effort. It's 2 laps in total. Each kid will take 1 lap on the front. The Italian Pursuit, essentially a way to give each rider their turn on the front. Once they're done, they pull off and let their teammate take the next lap. Guillaume getting some help here. He's getting the home straight. And he'll see hit the midline here. He'll pull out of the way, and then it's going to be Maxim's turn. Maxim on the big effort now. 1 to go for the home straight team. And already about a half lap here. Cheyenne flying by. Great effort here from the kids. Camp Velo basically done for 2022, but those camps can be signed up through the website, velodrome.org. Stay posted for next season. Looks like the back straight team will get there just a little ahead as Cheyenne finishes up their effort, and here we go back to the home straight. Here comes Maxim to close things down for the home straight team. Welcome to Velodrome Racing, and congratulations on completing your week for Camp Velo. If you two want to find a way to get signed up next year for one of the young riders about age 8 on the low end 9, typically to age 16, looking for a week-long opportunity to train on the track, check velodrome.org right around mid to late spring when those class registrations will start showing up. We'll start putting up information for next year's camp. Next group getting the signal as it looks like we're clear. So Cat 3 men for your scratch. Well, I saw officials give the signal, so here we go. Well, we started off with that fun open Madison scratch race, and now we go back into, if you're a Friday night regular, you'll recognize our categories that are racing tonight. They have 3 races for each. The first up is a relatively short scratch. This is going to be a fast event. Short on the laps for everybody. Our Cat 3 men category signed up for a 6-lapper tonight. So a fast scratch race for the Cat 3 men. And we'll have the open women, the Cat 1-2 men, and the Cat 4 men in that order come up for their attempt at the fast and short scratch race. And as we go into the neutral lap for the riders, they get started out of turn 4 if they're all together with the sound of the whistle. Quick reminder on safety here at the track. If we have any arms or legs hanging underneath the railing onto the racing surface, that can be a danger for you and our riders. Just a quick reminder. So check in with the kids, make sure we're not letting any sort of limbs hang over or underneath. That'd be much appreciated. A little bit of a windy night here at times. Loose articles of clothing, those kinds of things. Anything coming onto the race surface might be endangering for folks. So check in on that. Riders coming out of turn 4 should get their signal here shortly. The Cat 3 men have 6 laps on the lap cards. And there's the signal to get things going. Already see Tyler was rolling it along the rail. He wants to get an effort here on lap number 1. Off we go. It's only 6 to go for the Cat 3 men scratch. First rider across this line after you hear that bell ring is your winner. 1.5 miles. You heard earlier Amara talking about the 400-meter distance. It's a running track length here at our Velodrome. In the competitive world of cycling, that's a big one. We're a nice long track here, and one of the good reasons for the kids to come out and ride our Velodrome. It's a great introduction into the sport. 5 to go. Arnoldi still really digging his heels in. J.C. Pyle for the Jerry Baker Juniors was happy to join in on the effort, but he's not going to do the work to keep it going. So he'll sit up and wait to see what else is going to happen. Tyler will try to stay on the front of the field and keep things clicking along. Thanks for everybody tuning in on the live stream. If you're here in person, don't forget to throw in a quick subscribe and thumbs up on the video. You can get the stream and tonight's schedule at velodrome.org/live. Even if it's just to support us, we'd appreciate your support. We are just shy of our 1,000 subscriber goal for the season, and I think you'll enjoy what you see there if you can't make it out on a Friday night. You can also go back and rewatch all the great racing of the season. We got the highlights of some really great action this past year, including a playlist of all the racing from the Grand Prix. You can check out Fred's race, the Junior Takeover, and more of those fun events that happened here in 2022. Riders seeing 3 to go already, so we're about halfway through this race. This is going to come down to the fast finish. If someone wants to make this a long effort, they still have plenty of time to develop that attack. This is kind of the opening, I'd say, of that window for somebody who has a really long effort they want to try to roll into. After about this point, again, that's kind of where riders, if they're thinking this is their way to win, Kit Colbert is going to try to do just that. He's going to start to accelerate a bit early. He's going to abandon quickly. Maybe he's just trying to get this thing rolling again. Not happy with the slow pace. He wants to make it a bit harder on the sprinters to hold on. With 2 to go, only 800 meters of speed left. Who's going to make the next move? It's one of the juniors starting to get up and make something happen from the blue line. David Madison trying to establish some position here at the front of the field. That's just a move for positioning, though, not trying to do any pull or work here. Still at the blue line. The field actually going to respect David's positioning and follow where he's at. And now the field getting a little bit anxious. They know they're about to round the corner into the bell lap. Hitting the home straight with the bell ringing. It's 1 to go. 1 to go. Rider of the year there for Dyna Racing is Scott Grinsell. His students call him Mr. G. He's still looking for the better nickname, but I like it. It rings for me. He's on the back straight and putting on a heck of an effort. This guy has just been doing nothing but improve since Fred's race and the GP, really. An incredible good end of the season here for Scott. He's going to pick up the win in the scratch. Blowing that thing apart. Andrew Lynch for the Gene Johnson cycling team. And 2 of the juniors coming across the line. It's David just barely ahead of Merrick for the sprint there. So the juniors make their presence known in the front 5, but it will be Scott Grinsell untouched crossing the line there as the bell's ringing. On to the track now. It's the Open Women's Scratch Race, also a 6-lap event, so you kind of saw how that went. It's going to go by real fast. We got more laps coming up later. Pretty long points races to end the night, so a little light on the laps early. This sets up a good event for the sprinters and the fast finishers in the group. Look out for the Rider of the Year in this group as well, as this is a good favorite event for her. It's our junior, Danny Scoville. She's helping me out tonight. She's got her orange helmet back on. She's the second. There's 2 riders in that field. She's the one in front with the orange helmet on. And that Rider of the Year jersey. So definitely a rider to watch out of this group. Quick turn of speed she's got. See, Becca Brooks made her way back out here as well. She was looking mighty fast in our last big event during the Grand Prix. And the whistle sounds the beginning of the race. It's 6 to go. Edwards starting thing off, number 4. Just picking up the pace for a little bit. Again, this is probably going to look pretty similar. You might see a couple of our open women competitors put on a midway attack, but with such a short distance, there's not really a lot of opportunity to make too much formulate here. I will be watching that Becca Book and maybe even Heather Nielsen looking kind of around the 3 or 2 to go mark. Might be somebody they might want to try to mix things up a bit early ahead of the bell. Otherwise, again, I'm looking at the junior in the Rider of the Year jersey is one to watch if this comes together and we see what happens at the 1 to go mark. That's Doherty for the breakfast racing team at the front there for a moment in bib number 7. And we reconjoin ourselves on the back straight. Four to go. And there goes bib number 3. I talked about her as being kind of an early attacker. Usually when she's out here, she tries to apply some pain well ahead of the bell. And that's exactly what she's going to do now. Bib number 3 for the Shadow Elite Racing Team. Another one of our Seattle competitors. Not here weekly. When she shows up, she tends to dial in the long distance speed like this. And the field hasn't yet found a way to respond on Becca's attack. Seeing 3 to go. The early attack doing nicely for Becca. So the high acceleration points passed. She's now trying to settle into a good, yet still aggressive tempo. She knows the field is going to be trying to find a way to get back up to her. On the lead of the field for a moment was the junior Scoville. Now the other one of the junior members in this field, Lucy Gilchrist at the front. Right behind her is Heather Nielsen for Center Cycles. Trying to keep things close. I know tonight's concert night, so we're battling with the bits out here this evening. So if you're out there watching the live stream, I think my voice comes through nice and clear, but we will have a little bit of video choppiness tonight. Our apologies for that. As usual, if we have a night like this, we will re-upload in full 1080 later. So hopefully that'll sort things out for those who want to go back and review the race for their study or just for sharing with friends and family. That was a 2 to go mark. The field still has a bit of a gap here. They've got to try to work their way up there. Edwards trying to dig in a little bit to try to get back up to Becca's position. Let's see where Becca is on the track now as she's coming out of corner 4, gets to the bell. Look at this opening. She could probably close this down. Winning the scratch race from the front. Becca Book is the sprint on for second. It doesn't look like the field's found a way to get out there. Doherty on the front at 1 to go. There's Scoville now. Number 10 takes the lead spot. The Rider of the Year jersey. Lucy Gilchrist right on her wheel. She's marked her. She says, wherever you go, I'm going to try to catch up with you. Heather Nielsen and Mara Edwards falling behind her. Down the back straight. Scoville will lead the sprint for second as we hit turn 3. Onto the home straight comes your leader and the winner of the scratch race, Becca Book for Shadow Elite, picks up this one. Coming out of the corner in the orange helmet, it's still Scoville. Gilchrist is trying to be in the slipstream to challenge her. It will be Scoville, Gilchrist, and Nielsen, your top 3 out of the field sprint. Open women scratch race all wrapped up. Nicely done. Cat 1-2 men for their scratch, set to go here in just a moment. Track's open for the Cat 1-2 men to come on up. Cat 1-2 men scratch to the rail. Off we go for the neutral. 8 laps for this one. That's a little longer distance. Never count out number 15 in a race like this. Maddie Hers in a scratch race is a very good rider, as are many of these riders that are out here tonight. But the Rider of the Year jersey, Mario Sandoval, is going to try to find a way to stay dominant here in a nice short scratch. His teammate, the Rocket, David Richter, can't ever count him out. He's in the all green in the back of the field. Sounded like Wade Schultz, the rider for Liquid Velo in the black and green, was riding strong in the Madison earlier. He's number, I believe, number 50, near the front of the field in the black and the green. Again, this will favor the very fast finishers, the top speedsters, unless someone can dial in a longer effort. 8 to go as Chris Wilson slots himself down in the lead spot for the Fountain Cycling Guild in the dark green. Ludo Max with an impressive weekend of racing last Friday. We had a fun format under the design of Andy Baker, this nonstop back-to-back racing, no rest in between, and Ludo just applied some real pain. That's the rider on the front that pulls up to the blue line. I'm wondering what he's going to be trying to do tonight in the long points race, as the rider for Beat Cycling was in good form just 7 days ago. Number 22, Nick Martinez making his return after several weeks away for the Coefficient of Speed team. Six to go. It's Carl Hofer, number 23 at the front, and there's Maddie Hers wearing the Fred's Regional Champ jersey. Fred's race, of course, our local championship that we do here for the Regional Track Cycling Championships at the Velodrome every single summer. And he's got the colors on as he's a scratch race champion from, I believe, just this last season, if I'm not mistaken. I was there, I should remember. Seeing 5 to go now as we hit the home straight. There's the Rocket sitting on the front. Dave Richter for the Fountain Cycling Guild. Tyson Danielson, number 53, another one of our recent graduates into the Cat 1-2 men field. Has been dominant in the Cat 3s. Has a lot of great power from the front. The rider in the blue for the Gene Johnson cycling team. Keep watching how he races this race. As a new face in the Cat 1-2 field can always mix things up. You never know how things will go. They saw 4 to go. We're about halfway down in the event. There goes number 4, Andy Baker. Second overall right now in the Rider of the Year competition. And another strong competitor in the white in that second wheel spot. There's Ludo Max leading the effort now. In fact, if you're on the stream, you're getting a good look at this movement from Andy Baker's bike as he's got the GoPro mounted there in the rear view position. He's still trying to drive this thing nice and early, trying to put on some pain ahead of any sort of sprint, any sort of bell nonsense. Baker's digging in pretty deep here. He'll sit up at the blue line out of turn 3, and now here goes Chris Wilson to keep it fast. 2 to go. Coming down to it. Carl Hofer in second line up here. There's Ludo, number 35. Tyson Danielson, the recent upgrade, number 53, trying to stay near the front. Some of my early favorites are kind of playing it near the back at the moment. They may start to try to reposition themselves. In fact, here goes Mario Sandoval. Look for the leader's jersey, the Rider of the Year, kind of mid-group, just behind Tyson's position now. So right behind the rider in blue is, here comes Sandoval, and there's Maddie Hers. There's Richter all lined up on that second lane. I think they got the position they want. 1 to go. Danielson will slide into the front position. And somehow Sandoval gets in there right behind him. The move now coming up around on side. Richter and Sandoval trying to speed things up. Maddie Hers getting swallowed up by the riders from the Fountain Cycling Guild. It'll be Fountain side by side with Richter with a nice acceleration out of turn 4. Richter for the Fountain Cycling Guild will take it. Sandoval second across the line, and Maddie Hers third. And a speedy finish for the Cat 1-2 men. All riders will exit on the back straight. And now coming to the rail, our final scratch race of the evening. Cat 4 men are lining up now. The Cat 4 men registered competitors to the rail for a 5-lap scratch. Cat 4 men in the neutral now for their scratch race. You should probably be pretty familiar with the race by now. Our last of 4 opportunities to cheer on during the scratch race. Beverage Garden open and pouring tonight. Locust Cider is Poststock Brewing ready to go in the Beverage Garden, our 2022 beverage sponsors. Big shout out to them. And of course, Tabasum is here. Meat pies, vegetarian pies. They've got this delicious rice dish you can check out, and it's fast and ready. So head on over and get in your order now. They'll be hanging out with us for the rest of the night as well. So if you want something to take home with you, feel free. And the sound of the whistle means racing is underway. Speedy opening effort here as the youngsters trying to light things up. We saw for the Jerry Baker Juniors, that's bib number 429. Making the first jump is Anton. Gavin Newman of the East Portland Youth Cycling Team. That's right, Portland. Driving up here to compete on Fridays. Infrequently, but still enough. We know his face around here well. Another speedy young rider, number 422. Got 4 to go. And 3 to go. This race is going to be over in the blink of an eye, so riders are trying to already jockey up towards the front and keep things quick. Not to miss out on any opportunities. They're going to see 2 to go next time around, and then the bell. Two laps remain. A couple riders watching each other here at the front as Michael Copenhaver, number 464, Dan Pham sort of sitting side by side trying to see who's going to make the next move. Nobody will, as they both elect to sit up towards the blue line, catch their breath before the sprint. Yeah, the red jersey, I think that's Westover, maybe pushing forward a bit here, trying to challenge near the front. Still at the blue line, though. Nobody taking the sprinter's lane. Not your typical up to the rail and back down again sort of maneuver. At 1 to go, who's going to take the big jump? Anton found a lane. He's going to try to get down to the sprinter's lane. It's 429. Gets down into the low part of the track. There's a speedster out of Portland as well as Newman trying to follow Anton's attack down the back straight. He's going to be the benefit of a great draft here. And now he'll go on his effort around the right-hand side. Oh, no question about it. Gavin Newman drove up by 5 to burn everybody tonight. They are done out of turn 4. Newman for Team Epic. Nicely done. And his teammate, 452, that's going to be Jack Hampson playing it smart from the middle of the field, finds his way out as well. I don't know, Portland, they're styling on us tonight. Nice ride for the two youngsters. JB Tempo, Cat 3 men, just a second here. All right, signals given. Let's bring our riders to the rail for the JB Tempo, Cat 3 men. Off we go. It's the JB Tempo. First two riders get points every lap in the JB Tempo. Why is it called JB Tempo? It's because it's ours. Darn it, we like it this way. 2 for the first rider, 1 for the second. Every lap until the end. It's grueling. It's torturous. It's constant speed. You can never take a break. If you do, someone's going to go on a solo flyer and win the race. So, points are the king here. Got to be at the front. You got to be there a lot. If you get the most by the end, you're the winner. Ties are broken by position on the final sprint, in case that were to happen. And oftentimes it is the case where riders that aren't in about top 5 or 6 position just all have no points. So it ends up for them just being a scratch to sort out the rest of the points at the end of it. Positions, I say. Here we go. Race is underway. Start handing out our points next time around. It's 8 to go. First 2 riders picking up the points. It's also our pleasure tonight to point out that I believe we've got a shout out for Home Seed this evening, as it is one of our great partners, another one of their featured nights tonight. Home Seed is based out of Bellevue, Washington, launched in June of 2016 with the goal of creating a mortgage company that would provide clients and partners with a simplified and empowered home lending experience. The early vision attracted some of the best mortgage professionals in the Seattle market to the Home Seed lending team. Our thanks to Sarah Bender and the Home Seed squad for their support this season. Nice move from Andrew Lynch, 319. I think we'll barely get it there. 331 was J.C. Pyle, I believe, second across the line for the first points of the race. That was Alex Ackel of the Audi Racing team, and I believe Ken Dong of Dyna Racing picking up the points in that order last time. So you have 2 riders with 2 and 2 riders with 1 early in the JB tempo. Going to have a lot of changes in the lead here. Here comes Rider of the Year for the field, Scott Grinsel for 2. Merrick Gallagher of the Jerry Baker Juniors picks up 1 point. So this sets up several 3-way ties now. Grinsel, Lynch, and Ackel all with 2. Pyle, Gallagher, and Dong all with 1 at this stage of the race. The JB tempo is going to reward Scott a lot of points here, though, as he's just gone on the solo move. He's got a tag along, as Merrick Gallagher is smart to be on the wheel. Be surprised here if Gallagher tries to do any of the work for a little bit. He's going to benefit from the attack. Maybe start working together after a few more laps. Scott gets 2 more in the lead of the race with 4. Gallagher moves up to 2 and finds himself in a tie with a couple of the other riders behind him. But at this point, it will be these 2 riders taking all of the remaining points if they can keep on the current pace. Scott does rotate here. It's about 50-some meters to any catching riders right now, so they got a pretty decent gap. Gallagher for 2 this time, as Grinsel will share the workload. Grinsel picks up 1 for the lead. It's 5. Gallagher in second with 4. Next closest riders is Lynch and Ackel with 2. They're back a ways. Looks to me, if I'm looking at the next closest rider in the catch, looks like David trying to make his way up. Madison of the junior team and Kit Colbert. They've only got 2 laps to get there. This may just be wasted effort. It's hard to tell, as it'll be Scott and Merrick again. 2 to go. 2 to go. Seven points to our leader, Scott Grinsel of the Dyna Racing team in the Rider of the Year jersey. He's on the back straight right in front of Merrick. Next closest rider is still going to be David, and looks like Kit working together in this bridging effort. The field nowhere near striking distance as we're about to get into this bell. David might be able to get there. This is a huge effort by the junior just to close this gap down. 1 to go. 1 to go. Gallagher picks up the 2. Grinsel for 1. David Magidson might get there. What an impressive dig by this young rider just to make this bridge happen, as he'll try to carry the momentum and challenge Scott for the final points, but Scott Grinsel still has enough, so he's going to pick up and start moving now. You got to imagine David's too tired to challenge this move. Maybe Kit, who's been following on the wheel, might be able to find a point, but it looks like it will be Scott Grinsel, both your winner on the final sprint end of the race. 2 in a row for the Dyna Racing Speedster. David Magidson with this huge bridging effort picks up a point. I believe for having a single point, he should end up being in 4th place just for that big jump up. If I'm not mistaken, maybe it's 5th. 5th place, I believe, unofficially. So good effort for the junior there. being left off the front. Our Cat 3 men will be wrapping up this lap and exiting onto the warm-up circle. Nicely done. Coming up to the rail now for the JB Tempo, the open women field. 8 laps on the cards again. Same rules apply. We'll get them started here in just a bit. On deck after them, we got the Cat 1-2 men, followed by the Cat 4s. Again, another repeat of the same race we just saw in terms of the rule set. We'll get them started out of turn 4 if things all look together. If Sarah is in the house, which I think she is, based on what I got right here, you can come over to the building for a special prize. Sarah Bender, if you're in the house, come over to the building for a special prize. Whistle signaling the start of racing. Eight to go. Points next time around. 2-1 on the lead of the lap. Yeah, her special prize was a fist bump, and again, saying thanks to Sarah Bender and Homeseed for their partnership in sponsoring and hosting tonight's great racing action. HomeseedLoads.com for yourself if you want to learn more about their great group. That's Becca Book, number 3, Danny Scoville, number 10, across the line going for the 2 and then the 1. We got a great team of sponsors here in 2022, and we're always looking for new folks that want to join us in our athletic and active community as we work towards our off season. This is a great time to be looking for new partnerships. If you know somebody who might want to be a part of an athletic community like ourselves, wants to get their name up on the live stream, wants me to be talking them all up here at Marymore Park, now's the time to be considering that. You can reach out through the website and find our staff there and let us know that someone you know might be interested. That's Becca Book again, Scoville again. They double down on their efforts. That's 4 points for Book and 2 for Scoville. That was Bella picking up the 1 point that time behind Beck, who gets another 2, I believe. So it should put Beck in the lead with 6, Scoville in second with 2, and Bella Mahia with 1 in third. Becca with a good effort down towards the sprinter's lane will find 2, and Heather Nielsen gets 1 this time. Now time is Scoville for 2 and Book for 1. It looked like across the line, so the junior is kind of nipping away.
I've been trying hard to keep my cool, but when you're near, there's nothing that I can do. When you're walking in, I know it's true.
2 more for Book and 1 more for Scoville. As Book continues to add to her lead, Scoville sitting comfortably in second ahead of the rest of the field.
Cause when I hear your voice, my walls come down. Boy, you are the only thing I want. There must be a way I can make.
That looks like Charlotte Westover making a nice aggressive move out of turn 3. No points yet, so she figures she'll try some kind of new move here. Book and Scoville might try to ruin the fun for her, though, as it's going to be Scoville for 2 this time, bringing her up to 6, make it 7. I believe Book in the lead with 12 points, maybe make 11, excuse me, unofficially. Oh, 12 was right the first time. All right, very good. Your final sprint here, coming around the corner. It looks like it'll be some new upstarts trying to change things up. Edwards launching the attack out of turn 4. Book trying to hold on to the line. It'll be Book and Edwards for the final points, and Becca Book cleaning away her winner for the JB Tempo here in the Open Women. Scoville will be second overall. I believe Mejia and Nielsen were the only other riders to get points, so they will be top 4 riders for finding some front positions in the sprint. On the track now, our Cat 1-2 men for the JB Tempo as well. This time a 10-lap competition. 2 and 1 at the front every lap until the end. Currently in the neutral, on deck is the Cat 4 men. And the whistle sounds for the start of the race. Next time around, points will start going out. Henry Kaiser, number 18, is trying to pick up the early points at the beginning of the race. Christian Miller, number 5, hunting them down as well. Take advantage of every opportunity, and Henry comes out of the neutral in a great position and goes on the attack. Christian sees this as a good opportunity. Christian for 2 and Kaiser for 1. Wade Schultz, number 50, now in pursuit. Both of these riders had a hard time showing up at the front of the field during the scratch. I think they're taking advantage of the early laps, as Miller's had a bit of a short season this year, but he makes his presence known on these early laps in a good style. That still will give him a lot of value at the end of the race. With Chris Wilson and Wade Schultz coming across the line that time, it's the rider in the dark green picking up the bigger points. There goes Super Mario Sandoval rounding the corner with Richter, his teammate. 2 for Sandoval, 1 for Richter. I overheard the call to keep it rolling. You can tell their body language changed quickly. They look for a moment like they might hesitate on the move here, but as soon as Richter says give the go ahead, Sandoval digs in a little harder, trying to pull away from anybody else. This prompts a response from the lead riders. We've lost this field, as now we really only have this group of 3 or 4 off the front. Baker rolls in for his first points. He'll get 2, Richter for 1. That's Ludo Max, number 35, trying to get back up to this group of 3, make it 4. And Tyson Danielson of the Gene Johnson, cycling team, number 53, wants to get up there as well. The field just coming through turn 1 as your leaders are going into turn 3. So about a half lap up now are the lead 4. A lot of riders with 2 points. Let's see where this sprint goes, as this time it'll be Richter and Sandoval, giving Richter the first solid lead of the race. He's got 4. His teammate Sandoval has 3. After that, I got Baker, Miller, Wilson all with 2. Kaiser and Schultz with 1. So look for Ludo Max to start getting on the action. The rider from Beat Cycling has made this effort to get up to this group, and he'll take a share of the points as well. This group is not going to play nice, though. They're going to fight for the points every lap. It'll be Baker for 1 and Max for 2. Andy Baker moves up into second alongside Sandoval. Richter, number 7, still your leader. That's the rider in the dark green with the black helmet. Currently right behind the rider in white, Andy Baker. Ludo Max joins the many riders with 2 points. Here comes the move from Richter now as he tries to come up and along the right side of Baker. Looking to find 2 this time, which he will have. His teammate will find 1. Richter holds on to the lead as he now has 6. Sandoval moves up into second with 4. Baker in third with 3. Miller, Wilson, and Ludo Max all find themselves, I believe, in a tie for 4th with 2 points apiece. Down the back straight is still your group of 4. The next closest riders, if we go back and look down the middle of the back straight, is Matty Hers, dragging along a group of 2 with him right now. He'll switch out for another, but they're a ways away from the points. At 2 to go. Ho-ho! Might have been Baker on the outside on the quick call. We'll get the official confirmation here shortly. Look to be Sandoval and Baker. Confirming it was Baker and then Sandoval. Giving Baker 4 points, Sandoval 5, Richter 6. Another important sprint here. It'll be Richter. Baker's trying to dig in deep to hold on to the wheel, but it's Baker for 2. Baker for 1, Richter for 2. Number 7's got the lead now with 8 points. Baker in a tie for second with Sandoval with 5. Down the back straight, it will be Baker on this final lap that'll separate himself. If he gets these 2 points, he will not win, but he will be in second overall as Richter holds on to the lead. He's got a 3-point advantage by any rider out in the field. So Andy Baker around the corner will take the final sprint. Good for second. It's Richter, number 7, your winner. Sandoval, number 24, comes in third overall. All the riders finishing up here, and ties broken by this final sprint. So you'll see riders will fly out of the field if they don't have any points, as their order will be set as they cross the line. And riders exiting on the back straight as they're all donezo. Cat 4 men just about ready. Looks like our last rider should be crossing and ready for safe entrance. Cat 4 is to the rail. Now on the track, the Cat 4 men. Our final of 4 JB tempos tonight before we transition into the long points races. I don't know how it would be Snoby tonight without ending on some long points racing. I'm sure that was the intention. Open up with that great Madison, and then let's go out for 30 laps of points racing on average for our different groups here tonight. This group on the track now, getting the neutral out of turn 4. We'll get the signal to start as they look well together and ready to go. A 7-lap JB tempo underway. Points next lap. Points next lap. Big opening salvo there from number 478. Trying to make the big move is Spencer Snow, opening things up. Opening this first lap might be a good place to get some points. Gavin Newman, the rider from the East Portland Youth Cycling Team, Team Epic, with a nice convincing scratch win, trying to come in for the first 2. He'll find it. It looks like Snow will hold on for the 1. .452, picking up the 2 points that time is Jack Hampson. Newman picks up another single point that time, giving him the lead with 3 unofficially. Hampson has 2 for second, and Spencer Snow with 1 is currently in third. Four to go, it's Hampson for 2 more, and Dan Pham, number 417, picks up 1. Hampson now in the lead with 4 points. Newman for 2 and Anton for 1. Seeing 2 to go, your leader is Gavin Newman. The Epic Racing Team, his teammate Jack Hampson in second. Newman adding more points. Now is 7 as the unofficial call. Anton gets 1 more. Should have 2 now. And the 1 to go bell as the red jersey coming across the line first is Michael Westover for 2. Anton picks up another point. He's trying to get away from those Portland riders. Yes, apparently I messed up somehow. The /live schedule did not update. My apologies, but the results are accurate. They should be there. So my apologies to the athletes on the infield for that looking a bit confusing. If you click the results button, though, it will still produce today's results folder. And the final sprint is Anton. We'll pick up the final 2. Westover for 1 more. Anton ends with 5 points, putting him 1 ahead of Hampson after that impressive effort on the final couple laps. That'll give him second overall. Gavin Newman for Team Epic, I give the unofficial call as your winner with 7 points, I believe. Jack Hampson with 4, and Mike Westover for the good breakaway there at the end gets 3 points, good for 4th unofficially. Coming to the rail now, Cat 3 men, the first of our 4 points races tonight. Checking at the rail, 30 laps, 6x5. On deck, the open women field. Six by 5 points racing. I mean, 6 sprints every 5 laps. For a total of 30 laps, 6 opportunities to get points on the sprint laps. Riders at the front will get 5, 3, 2, and 1. The first 4 riders fighting over the points. The final lap is double, 10, 6, 4, and 2. Riders with the most number of points are your winners. Ties broken on the final sprint, just like any other points-based race. And if the field manages to come around and catch you, you go down a lap, you lose 20 points. If you get around the track and catch the field, you gain 20. Riders currently in the neutral and get started turn 4 as we do with any mass start race. 30 laps of points racing upcoming here for the Cat 3 men. Settle in, folks. This is where you want to join the fun bunch in the beverage garden. Find the Home Seed crowd. Another thanks to Sarah Bender and the Home Seed Loans crew for hosting tonight's great racing. HomeseedLoans.com to learn more about one of our many awesome sponsors. You can actually scroll down on the video you're watching right now and check out all of our sponsors for the season, as well as heading to velodrome.org. The bell will always ring when the points are out on the field to get. So at 29 to go, no bells ringing. The first time we'll hear a bell is at 26 laps remaining. The interim laps, often in this first sprint, is very static. The longer and later we go, the more likely it is that some of our endurance riders are going to try and dial in some attacks right after those sprints or kind of in those in-between laps. Very rare that anything gets away in the first 1 or 2 sprints. This is not a great time to try one of those sorts of aggressive maneuvers. This is Alex Ackel of the Audi racing team. Number 344 pulls the field through at 28 to go.
Start it up.
26 to go. I believe our first bell for Tyler Arnoldi on the attack. Number 301's got a nice gap here. The field going to allow him this space as he makes the attack pretty early, but well inside of the field. Not likely to be caught at this point. He's going to roll away for the 5. What he does after that is still in his hands, but it looks like the field is at least up to speed now for the sprint behind him. The challenge is going to be for 3 points. Arnoldi still coming down the line for 5. Behind him, it looks like Madison in this controlling spot for 3. Yes, it'll be Madison. Then it's Kit Colbert, number 70, for 2. And the unofficial call is actually going to be, I believe, JC Pyle might have gotten the 1 that time, but I will wait on the confirmation as the sprint for the 1 point. Close between him and James Campbell Harris of Aerotech Racing. Back into those interim laps, the in-betweeners. A couple more laps here before the next bell's ringing. Your early leader, Tyler Arnoldi. And indeed, it'll actually go in the direction of James Campbell Harris for the single point. So the missed call there on my part. Good thing we got a good official crew here to check in on my work.
Start it up. This is lit.
They saw 23 to go as Grinsel's trying to dial up some pressure here. He's the rider that's brought the two with him off the front. Now look at Audi Racing sensing the danger here as Alex Ackel will try to respond really quickly, not letting this gap open up too much. He's in the right place at the right time to stay with the effort. At 22 to go, he latches on. We got a group of four. Eric Gallagher with the red helmet with the Jerry Baker Jr. squad at the lead right now with Andrew Lynch, Scott Grinsel, and Alex Ackel make our lead group up. The rest of this field being pulled apart a little bit right now as we now actually have a straggling group of three and a middle group of four that's got a lot of space between them. They're going to try to come back together again, probably on the wheel of the leaders here if they can soon. Rounding the corner, your lead four, not in their sprint yet. The bell will encourage some speed perhaps, or maybe they're just riding together for one of these. Let's see how this plays out as Grinsel will open up a little bit of speed as he hears the bell. Number 313 accelerating nicely away from the field of riders behind him now. Gallagher sitting on the Red Riders wheel will pull up into that second lane, accelerate down the back straight, and takes the lead spot of the remaining three. With Lynch trying to hold on to his wheel, the sprinting away now for the 5 and the 3 points. Here comes Grinsel for 5. Behind him, the two riders. Lynch counterpunches for 3. 2 for the junior. Alex finds 1. Group of 4 looking like 3 now to see if they keep the pressure on. They might be able to keep things a little thinner. Alex trying to hold on to the tempo and get back in after the sprint. Our next closest group here on the track is being led by Kit Colbert coming into turn 1. Number 70 pulls up and out of the way for David Maggotsing and Tyler Arnoldi in the pursuit, though. Quite a ways behind the leaders who now find themselves in turn 3. They got about 100 meters of clearance behind them before the next group can be found. Ackel just about 40-ish meters back now, all alone at 18 to go. After 2 sprints, we got lots of ties. Grinsel and Arnoldi both got 5 so far, your leaders. Lynch and Magotson with 3 each in tie for 3rd, pardon me. Colbert and Gallagher got 2 each, and Campbell Harris and Ackel, I believe, have 1 each, setting up for a whole series of ties that, of course, will start getting broken apart as these leaders are going to be stealing the points away from everybody else behind them. That's Gallagher, Grinsel, and Lynch all together have now set up where the race is going to happen. It's these 3 separating themselves entirely. Leaders getting the bell. 16 to go. .305 still in no man's land, so the junior that's on the back of the leader is not eligible for points right now. That means he's waiting to get caught by the field. He'll sit up and maybe get in that place, and then he'll be eligible once again. The sprint going here from between Gallagher and Lynch. Lynch coming up along the right-hand side. I think we'll get the 5. 3 for Gallagher, 2 for Grinsel. I also believe Stan is in no man's land. He's moving up out of the way of the sprint, which is for 1 point. Arnoldi makes a good effort down the home straight for 1. And now 360 called down the lap officially. As well as 305 called down the lap. $14 to go. Let's check in on the points here as we add after our last sprint. All right, I believe the points go thusly. Andrew Lynch for Gene Johnson Cycling with 8 points. Scott Grinsel 7. Tyler Arnoldi with 6. I'll leave it at that for now as the call is unofficial and we are confirming some finishing orders anyways. But your lead group of 3 under the Greg Cycle sign as they put James Campbell Harris in the no man's land territory. I believe the rider in the neon for Aerotech. So again, I believe our unofficial points, 8 for Andrew Lynch, 7 for Scott Grinsel, 6 for Tyler Arnoldi, 5 for Merrick Gallagher, 3 for David Magidson, 2 for Kit Colbert, and 1 for Alex Ackel, 1 for James Campbell Harris, although I believe he might have lost the lap. The unofficial call. $11 to go. We do call number 311 down a lap. So the leaders are now the field. Our lead group of 3 will be the field in terms of positioning for now as the call. That's more for the athletes than for us spectators out here. What that means is wherever the 3 leaders are is the front of the race. And if they catch, riders immediately go down the lap as those riders get to you. Coming onto the home straight is our leaders and the field. Lynch sprinting against Grinsel. It'll be Grinsel this time for 5. Lynch for 3. James Campbell Harris for 2. And Merrick Gallagher for 1. Leaders down the back straight again will set the position on the race. If they catch, you go down a lap. That's Scott Grinsel hitting turn 3 now, is the front of the action. That should give Scott Grinsel the lead now with 12 points. That's bib number 313 in the Rider of the Year jersey. Andrew Lynch for the Gene Johnson Cycling Team, 1 point behind number 319 with 11. Next riders I see is both Gallagher and Arnoldi with 6. They're tied for third unofficially. 9 to go for the 3 just crossing the line. Our leaders will be seeing 8. Here comes our leaders down the home straight now as this race has gotten pulled apart. Number 313 is your leader on the action and in the points. The rider in blue right next door to him is just 1 point off of the lead, though. So that race looking good. The junior going between turn 1 and 2, the rider in the black and the blue with the red helmet is still on the same lap as the 2 leaders and is in third place currently on the points in a tie with Tyler Arnoldi, but he's in a better position to get more points moving forward. So he's going to try and hold on to third place overall and shove Tyler down into fourth if he can on the next sprint. You're in third right now in a tie, Tyler, but that's going to change quick. Leaders trying to catch a couple more, might be bringing some riders down a lap as they are rounding turn 2 onto the back straight. May force that group of 3 to lose the lap. We'll see. They may not get there before the sprint as Tyler picks up the pace a bit. The rider in blue, just now coming into turn 3, will be the rider to first get the bell as they come onto the home straight. We're coming into the second to last sprint. Bells ringing for the leaders, which are just now coming on the home straight. These riders here getting the bell. 6 to go for the leaders. Arnoldi and crew are not on the sprint. Campbell Harris and Gallagher get the bell. Currently fighting over the 2 and the 1 between each other. The next rider across the line on the lap is Alex Ackle here in the red. Out of the points, but it is a point sprint this lap. And it looks like Arnoldi and Kit getting caught here, but this points will go here. 5 points for Lynch, 3 for Grinsel. No points for the 2 coming across the line right behind him. None here. It'll be Campbell Harris, Gallagher. Leaders down the back straight have just made this very messy. They are my least favorite riders in this entire field now. If they just slow down and let this thing stay together, it'd be a lot easier to follow, guys. But that's okay. They want to be fast. At 4 to go, your leaders on the home straight here. There's Grinsel again and Lynch. I believe Lynch picked up the 5 on the last sprint, so takes the lead back by a single point. At this point, our group here on the home straight has caught practically every rider, except I believe for Alex Ackle, the rider in red, who's just in front of them. The group of 2 that have been doing the damage, Andrew Lynch and Scott Grinsel, they got Kit Colbert on their wheel, but he's been caught. He's down a lap. So really, the riders still on the same lap that can challenge at this point is Alex in red. Merrick Gallagher for the Jerry Baker Juniors is probably going to end up in 3rd place as he stayed on the same lap too. He's about a half lap back now, but he's still getting points in the sprints. Here's 2 to go. 2 to go. Lynch in blue leading by, I believe, a single point now over Grinsel will mean that Grinsel's got to position himself better in the final sprint to win it. They're both guaranteed top 2. There's no question about that. It's just sorting out 1st and 2nd now. The next chasing group, James Campbell Harris and Merrick Gallagher. It's Gallagher, the rider in black and blue with the red, is the next closest rider on the lap to the leaders. Bells ringing for the leaders. Let's go check in on them over here in corner 1 now is Grinsel trying to drop Lynch at the sound of the bell. Riders getting lapped as the bell's ringing will not be eligible, so we find it as we left it, which is Grinsel going to be on his way for 10. Lynch actually getting caught by Colbert. It looks like it'll be Colbert for 6, though lapped, so he's down 20. You'll still get some points here on the final effort. Grinsel, your winner, 3 races in a row. Andrew Lynch will come in overall 2nd place, the rider in the blue for the Gene Johnson cycling team. And though it may just be for Valor at this point, I believe it's Merrick Gallagher, though not getting more points in this final sprint. The junior Gallagher stays on the lead lap and has enough points for 3rd overall, number 328. All right, wherever you're at, Snoblin, I'm doing damage to these people. I can see it. It hurts. Next up, open women's field to the rail. No, I'm teasing. This is actually a very classic and good race program out here tonight. A fun Madison to open things up if you're here for that. And then a nice variety of competition this evening. It's just ending a little long, you know. It's all good. 30 laps for the open women's field. Another 6x5 points race coming up. Off we go. Similar race format as we just saw. Currently in the neutral. It's a 30-lap competition. 6x5 for the points. Got the sound of the whistle. 30 laps to go. You wonder the first couple here, I should say the tempo. It's Becca Book, number 3. Definitely going to be watching that one during the points race tonight. Especially as this race pulls on longer and longer. You're going to see some of these riders tire out, and Becca's going to try to utilize a little bit of that distance specialty she's got. Also, Heather Nielsen, number 5, might try to find some good ways to pick up points in the middle of this race. She's riding for the Center Cycles team in the blue as she pulls up to the Stanley sign in turn 3. Talked to her a little bit about Scoville earlier tonight, your rider of the year. She's going to try to play it smart and find wherever the attacks are so she can challenge to the line. Wherever there's somebody off the front, she'll try to maybe match that effort, not let anything get away easily. Riders taking the turns to the front to keep the tempo consistent, but no attacks here at the early goings. And again, much like in the Cat 3 field, it's a very similar mindset for these riders. Is before the first sprint, everybody's too fresh and not wanting the race to get pulled apart. It's very hard for any attack at this stage of the race to really turn into much. You want those sprinters to fight over the first maybe 2 or so point sprints, and then things open up a little bit more tactically as riders are kind of going to the recovery mode after those efforts for points. So playing a conservative is both smart and maybe not the most exciting thing in these opening laps, but it's very typical and good riding from our competitors to do so early on. At 26 to go, Alexander for the Liquid Velo team. That's Emily at the lead. Everyone kind of buying their time, trying to make this sprint shorter. No big effort coming yet as Becca's in the second lane. There goes Liquid Velo at the front, trying to get on the saddle, still in a place to maybe fight for points. Becca coming alongside and flanking her. Here comes the junior Scoville trying to fly out on the third lane, out on the outside. Becca right down the middle, though. Looks like she'll control the first 5. 3 for Scoville, 2 for Gilchrist, and 1 for Nielsen.
till the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get over.
24 to go, and our last sprint comes in with Becca Book as your leader with 5 for Shadow Elite. She's racing in bib number 3. In second with 3 points, number 10, Danny Scoville. In third with 2 points, number 22 is Lucy Gilchrist. And in fourth with 1 point after the first sprint, number 5, Heather Nielsen. Everybody else without points after just 1. Still 5 more opportunities to sprint in the next bell at 21 to go. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see kind of a similar interim laps here where the riders will buy some time before the next sprint. A little bit of activity coming early as I'm talking. It's Doherty. Oaktree takes a big move here. It's 23 to go. It's number 7 for the Breakfast Racing team out of Donegal, Ireland. That's where she writes down as her hometown. Makes the attack down the home straight, and we'll try to open things up a little bit well ahead of the bell. So causing quite a stir in this field. The majority of the riders match the effort. Now she takes the long 400 meters at the front. No bell yet at 22 to go. It's still Doherty on the front with Becca Book, Danny Scoville lined up behind her. An extra bit of speed as Becca now takes the lead spot. She's going to try to thin this crowd even more. So it seems like some of the endurance riders have figured this is the opportunity. In fact, as Becca gets off, Danny says, nope, that's not the kind of effort I want to see. Heather Nielsen, though, she likes that hill down out of turn 4 onto the flat. She'll take the move. At 21 to go, a wide open lane. It's number 5 will take it and leads her way around. She's got 1 point from the first sprint, trying to find more. Gilchrist, number 22, on her wheel. Found 2 in the first sprint, so kind of an inverse order almost right now. Your leader is in 3rd spot. The rider in 2nd overall is the 4th rider in that lineup. Here comes Becca trying to ramp up the speed in turn 3. Scoville trying to follow on the wheel, see if she can find the 5 this time. As Book plenty strong to take the lead spot. Scoville holding on to the wheel. It's Becca for 5, Scoville for 3, Gilchrist 2, and Heather Nielsen 1. So after that's all said and done, it's the same order again. Everybody doubles up their points. Your leaders sit up for a second. This is going to let the Breakfast Racing team rider maybe find the position back up here. Your group of 4 will start to reaccelerate on the home straight again. 19 to go is what I just saw. For the lead group of 5. Everybody else in pursuit behind them. The next closest group looks to be Mejia and Edwards coming out of turn 2 in pursuit. So we got a group of 2 there. They're just about 50 meters back, so not a huge gap, but that's still going to be a pretty big hill for them to climb as the tempo from the leaders has been pretty good for the last minute or so. Your leaders coming on the home straight, seeing 8 to go. 18, pardon me. I erased a whole 10. I just can't quite see it. That whole 3rd dimension got me there. Two of our riders being caught there will be called down the lap as they work their way onto the back of the field. Doesn't mean they get docked the 20, but they are eligible again if points come back up. But that means they're going to have to hold on to this very speedy lead group of 5 as they continue to keep the pressure on. Breakfast coming back up to the front again. We've had a fun collaboration last week inviting out the Breakfast Racing team as the featured team for the August 19th track on speed. That's a fun one to go back and re-watch as we had a lot of fun with breakfast puns and all sorts of weird racing formats. You can find that at the YouTube channel. You can find us online at JB Velodrome is the channel name. Just search for us on YouTube and we should pop right up. You can re-watch all the Friday night racing from all of 2022 and a few highlights from previous years as well. At 16 to go, the field awaiting the next acceleration. It looks like number 5 is going to try to come up alongside. That's Heather Nielsen. Has 2 points on the leaderboard so far. Good acceleration from Nielsen coming through the turns. Might be center cycles leaning out of the corner. This looks awfully familiar to a few laps back, though, as it's going to be Becca Book from the middle. Danny Scoville on her wheel. Gilchrist comes around Nielsen at the end. It's the same points order. Tripled it down now. Make it 15 for your leader, Becca Buck. 9 for the rider in second, Danny Scoville. 3 for the rider, in third. 6 points for the rider in third, Lucy Gilchrist. And 3 for the rider in fourth, Heather Nielsen. Right, it's kind of reconvening. There was a bit of downtime in the speed of the leaders a little bit before the previous sprint. Some riders getting back in, others who got lapped get back in. The riders all together here at 13 to go. Your leader, Becca Book, wearing bib number 3, sits on the front of the field now. She's demonstrating that she's got a good mix of power and endurance. Perfect for the point sprint. She's going to keep working through each of these point sprints, and she's got plenty of top speed. She's managed to find the front 3 times in a row. As Becca pulls off quick rotations from the other riders as they are a little bit greedy on their efforts, not wanting to be at the front for too long. Save the energy for the sprint. 12 to go. Next lap is the next bell. Bell's ringing, 11 to go. Points next time around. Breakfast Racing Team leads things out as number 7. In the sprinter's lane. Awaiting the attack from, will likely come on her right-hand side from number 3. Waiting quite a while here. I think there's just going to be a little pushing on the pedals here coming through turns 3 and 4 to establish the front. The move might come from a little further back this time. Becca's waiting as long as she can. Now the dig's coming in. Book, Scoville, Gilchrist, and Nielsen. I just need to record those 4 names in order. I'll just play it back each time. It don't matter what goes on. That's just the order. That's what they're going to get. All right. Well, here we go. 5 times 4. 20 points to the leader, Becca Book. 4 times 3 to the rider in second is Scoville with 12. 4 times 2 for the rider in third place. That's Lucy Gilchrist now with 8. And finally, it's 4 times 1 for the magical multiplication tables open women's field, brought to you by Elementary Math. Heather Nielsen with 4, currently in 4th. I gotta have fun somewhere in here, you know. Riders working their way down. There's just 2 sprints remaining. Next bell at 6 to go, and then, of course, the big double at the end. 10-6, 4 and 2 on the final sprint. Coming out next, the Cat 1-2 men for their 35-lap points race. 8 to go. Seven to go. Bell's ringing, our second to last sprint at 6 to go. We're all wondering is, can the finishing order change, or is this fate? We'll wait and see. The lineup looks a lot similar down the back straight as Becca's got the open lane to get there, but she's starting things up a little earlier. Edwards down the sprinter's lane and hasn't been a factor in the previous sprint, so this might change things up too, as now number 4 is trying to lead things out. The same riders sweeping around the outside, though. Here they come. This time, Scoville diving at the blue line a little bit earlier. Book and Scoville. Scoville's got it dialed in this time. Scoville for 5, Book for 3, Gilchrist for 2, Nielsen for 1. You heard it here, folks. One of them swap places. Scoville finds the 5. Your leader with 23, no surprise, is the rider for Shadow Elite, number 3, Becca Book. Picking up 5 last time, Danny Scoville moves up to a total of 17, number 10 in second. It's Lucy Gilchrist with 10 is in third place, Heather Nielsen with 5 in fourth. Everybody else without points. This does set up a scenario where Scoville, if she gets the final 10, could take back the lead if somehow Becca wasn't involved in the points very much. It's still there. It's still possible that this order could switch. It's now a 5-point differential, so even if Scoville wins the sprint and Becca gets second, I still think it's Becca's race by the numbers at this point. They're saying 2 to go. 2 to go. Charlotte Westover for the Jerry Baker Juniors on the lead of the lap. Number 109. Heather Nielsen, one of our riders with points, 4th overall. Number 5 is at the front. Ooh, gonna take an early dig here. With 2 to go, she's got 800 meters on this effort. It's a long ways, and Becca's right there to sniff out the action quickly. And she'll take the lead spot now, and she'll keep the speed up. She doesn't want to see Scoville come around her again, so she's going to try and make it a little bit longer on this sprint. This might be a hard effort, though. Bell's ringing at 1 to go. Will this work for the rider in orange? Scoville, Edwards, Gilchrist, Daughtry, number 7, trying to sneak into the action here as well. Double points on this final sprint down the back straight. It's Scoville now in the lead. She's there maybe a bit early. She's going to try and drag race it through the back straight. Becca Book still alongside her. Edwards also trying to sneak in for her first points. Gilchrist still holding on to the tempo here from the leaders. It's Scoville as, oh, this might be the changeup for the win though, as Book is getting pushed back in the sprint. Scoville should take it. 10 points to the junior. 6 for Edwards and 4 for Book. That's a 6-point swing, and I think that'll move it back in the direction of the junior. Great race for the open win. A few more riders finishing up here before the Cat 1-2 men will come up for their points race. Nice racing for all. Should be good and open. Riders, come on down. Don't mind the traffic. Just tell them to go faster. Cat 1-2 men at the rail. Points racing. On deck, our final crew tonight. The Cat 4 men for their points race is on deck next. Riders in the field about to get their whistle. Coming out of the neutral, looks like we're pretty well together for this 35-lap points race. 7x5 the format, 7 opportunities for points. Double at the end. As off and away goes the laser again. It's Henry Kaiser for the J. Baker Juniors. Making the early effort in the field, allowing him to get a little bit of time off the front. Similar to the JB tempo, maybe just taking advantage of the fact that he hasn't been playing a factor later on the races. If he can get some points now, this can still be very advantageous for his finishing order. Maybe he has some time to rest and get back in and on the end. I've also seen this kid make the break on some pretty critical moments in these longer points races. So he's a smart rider. If he plays this right, gets back in the field after these early points, or maybe even gets 2 in a row, they're really letting him go here at this point. He might be able to really do some damage tonight in the points race. As he goes into turn 3, the field's about now midway the back straight. So,
Corey, if we remember, Henry lapped the field twice at Nationals, so this is like not an unknown move. He can do this. We got to cheer him on. He can do this.
I'm surprised the field hasn't responded at all. They've allowed him now. This is what, more than 100 meters. The kid's flying. This is a great effort here from the kid, and this is, again, one of our juniors in this group. Remember, this is one of our young competitors out here, down on the Cat 1-2 men, and this nice solo break. Field's starting to get a little anxious about it. Help the kid out as he hits the home straight. Good effort here. He's at least going to get some points for this solo effort. We all watched what was a really exciting race out of Henry during his Nationals trip this past year. He lapped the field twice in that final International Omnium race. Didn't end the way we all wanted it to, obviously. Didn't manage to finish the race with an unfortunate crash out, not of his own causing. But this is a great move for a rider like him. He's got great athleticism and endurance. Bell's ringing for points. Bell's ringing for points. Dad's too excited about the move. Bell's ringing for points. It's 5, 3, 2, and 1. Kaiser's in a good spot for the 5. The field looking like they might start to close this gap down a bit as they're moving along pretty well now. Good acceleration from Richter for the Found Cycling Guild. This will be the first rider to really start to shrink the lead now, as you'll see it close down quickly on the home straight. Wade Schultz following the wheel. The junior's got 5 and a nice early lead move for him. Wade Schultz, 50, I think, gets it with a little toss there even. 7 still rolling away with 3 points. Sandoval, I believe, gets the 1. At 28 to go, the official call does confirm Kaiser with 5, Schultz with 3, Richter for 2, and Sandoval for 1. Gives you the order of our first 4 riders with points in the race. Matty Hers, Chris Wilson, Tyson Danielson look like they've been sorting things out at the front of the field now for a bit. This group of 3, though, starts to get caught by the rest of the riders in the majority field. Getting 27 to go across the line. Most competitors coming back together again, including your riders with points. The only one out of the action right now is Kaiser in his recovery. If he gets left behind on this break, though, it's going to be awfully hard for the junior to factor in later like we were hoping to see. But now we look to the move here of Wade Schultz, who's putting on some hurt. A sneaky sprint for 3 on the first time around the track. He's going to try and find more now as number 50 gets the bell first. Tyson Danielson in the blue is staring down the rear wheel of Schultz. Leaves open a bit of a gap here. This might invite some riders to go on the attack out of the turn. Indeed, they will. Andy Baker will be the first rider to accelerate. Richter following suit. And Schultz's lead will get gobbled up quickly by the speedsters for Broadmark and Found Cycling. Here comes Broadmark Realty's rider Andy Baker for 5. Richter happy to see the 3 this time. Ludo Max for Beat Cycling makes a good move out. And there's the Rider of the Year jersey for 1. Lots of ties out here right now. Unofficially, I got Baker, Richter, and Kaiser all with 5 apiece in the tie for the lead. In 4th place is Wade Schultz with 3. Ludo Max and Sandoval both have 2. Riders seeing 24 as they came across the line. Your leaders on the back straight, crossing the 200-meter line over there from us, opposite of the finish line. Both number 7 and number 4 that are in this group that share the lead with 5 points apiece. At 23 to go, Andy Baker, number 4, and Dave Richter, number 7, are at the top of this competition and in the front field. They're in a tie with the junior with the early effort, but he's not in the break group now. He's off the back. I shouldn't say it's the break. It's the field. We have the chasers now trying to get back into it. They're just now going through turn 1. So almost opposite the track. They've got about a 200-meter deficit. Field scene, 22 to go as they round onto the home straight. There's Baker, the winner of the previous sprint, on the lead of the field, guarding the action. Bell's ringing for 21 to go. Next lap, getting some more points. Carl Hofer for Audi Racing is going to get things fired up in the sprinters lane. There's Matty Hers, hasn't made his presence known yet in the points race. He's looking to find something now. That's the rider in white getting up and out of the saddle, running at the wheel of Carl Hofer. Sandoval's right there with him as he knows this is an effort he can try to match. The Rider of the Year jersey now off and away, following the attack from Matty Hers out of the back straight. Hers and Sandoval. It'll be Sandoval for 5 this time. 3 for Hers, 2 for Ludo Max, and I call number 53 on my eye for the 1 point as the rider in blue in the middle. And just as they're sitting up, Baker's going to try to go win this thing with a big solo move now. Number 4, 19 to go, breaking from the field. Unofficially, your leader with 7, Sandoval. In second is a tie between Richter, Kaiser, and Baker, all with 5. Ludo Max with 4, sitting in 5th place. Matty Hers has got 3. Wade Schultz has got 3. Tyson Danielson with 1. The unofficial call and points at this stage in the race. With 17 to go, it's the lone break of Baker. Trying to win the race off the front, and he's put in some serious effort here. In fact, as we go back and look at the field, just now hitting turn 1, Ludo Max number 35 and Chris Wilson number 27, they're sitting side by side. This is not organized speed from the field. They are giving lots of room here for number 4. Just starting to get a little bit more speed under the power of Chris Wilson down the back straight. Your leader now in the home straight, getting the bell. 16 to go. Andy Baker still has a nice opening here. About a third of the track behind him before the field is there. Baker's going to get the 5. The field sprinting for 3 now. Baker's on his way for the 5 as we see Wade Schultz makes the move down the second lane and gets down into the sprinter's lane as he comes up and around Tyson Danielson. The rider in black and green still at the lead. Look for the counterpunch though from Found Cycling. Here comes Rocket. Dave Richter flying around the corner. Baker for 5. Down the home straight comes Richter for 3. Sandoval for 2, Schultz for 1. We'll call it the unofficial points totals here shortly. Baker, your leader with 10 is the call I've got so far. He's picked up 5, 2 in a row now. It gives him the solo lead. Nobody else has got 10 yet, but plenty of riders are close. So he's going to have to kind of push all the chips onto the table. It looks like he's not going to give up on this solo break. He might be caught by a couple of the riders that'll keep the tempo quick if he's willing to stay with them. That's Ludo Max and Carl Hofer trying to chase him down now. The riders in turquoise blue and red down the back straight. Matty Hers feeling the pressure too. The rider in the white helmet working to try to close this gap. Andy Baker acknowledging, I better join in on these guys and keep it fast. I'm not going to stay away from those quicksters. Down the home straight at 13 to go. The unofficial call, Baker with 10. Mario Sandoval 9. Dave Richter 8. Your top 3. All within just 2 points of each other for the top 3 spots. 5 points for Kaiser still, I believe. Although, yes, I still believe that is true, with 4 points for Ludo Max, 4 points for Wade Schultz, 3 for Matty Hers, and 1 for Tyson Danielson. Leaders seeing 12 as they come around the corner. Here they are into the home straight. Baker again at the front. He's got the pink gloves on and the white and blue kit. Your current leader, number 4, by just a point. Trying to stay active in this thing. It was Hofer and Max who did all the work to bring things back together again. They're now at the front of the field. You'd think after all that effort to bring it together, they want to find some points in the upcoming sprint, but they've got practically the whole competitive field coming back together again. So unable to drop a whole lot of the top names. This will still be highly contested. 11 to go. Ludo Max on the lead as the bell's ringing. Sandoval, number 24, is just 2 points out of the lead. He's second wheel. There's Baker, your leader, in third spot. They all move up. Maddie Hers takes the low lane and has now got the shortest way around the track. Wade Schultz has got the element of surprise. The rider in black and green launches one for the back of the group and brings with him Richter. They are well and away for the big points. Richter was new. Wade wanted some points, so he followed his wheel. He'll come and snipe it from him. Good speed from the Rocket as he ramps it up nicely on the back straight. He'll run for 5. A good sprint for 3 for Schultz. Sandoval grits his teeth for 2, and that's Ludo Max, number 35, finds 1 as well. Unofficially, your leader, Dave Richter, with 13. In second is Sandoval with 11. In third with 10 is Andy Baker. And in fourth with 7 is Wade Schultz. After that, I got 5 points to Ludo Max, 5 points for Kaiser, 3 for Maddie Hers, 1 for Tyson Danielson. The leaders coming onto the home straight just now under the power of Andy Baker again, who seems to want to keep this thing as fast as he can in the in-between laps. At 8 to go. Your leader is rider number 7 in the dark green for Found Cycling. Not many riders in this group really want to do the pulling as Baker pulls out of the way. Most of the rest of the group does as well. Ludo Max, though, number 35, will do some work now as he'll re-accelerate things down the back straight. Sandoval trying to make this bridge up to the lead 5. It's the rider dangling off the back just a little bit as they all sit up above the blue line. That's exactly what Sandoval wanted, but this will also give an opportunity for Schultz and maybe Hers to close down the gap. You know the racing's fast when these guys are dangling a little bit. 7 to go. The field has been relentless at the front. The endurance really starting to pay the prices. That's kind of the idea of what Baker started and has been trying to maintain. He's gotten a few allies in the group that are willing to do some of that work too. Six to go. Points next time. Lots of hesitation now as Baker's got them going at about 50% speed. They've got plenty more acceleration to go. Baker's holding off a little bit still, waiting for someone to come into the view. Now he'll come up out of the saddle. Lots more power coming up from the rider from Broadmark. He'll just try to take the sprint from the front. After all that pulling around, I didn't think he had another big jump in him like this, but he does. From the front, Baker accelerating nicely for 5. The Rocket will close it down for 3. Sandoval for 2 again. Here's Tyson Danielson, number 53. Gets another point after being out of the action for a while. Baker should be able to snatch the lead back again. The top of this race, tumultuous. 1 sprint remains. And actually, that's a missed call on my part. It's still a 1-point advantage, I believe, for Richter, who's got 16. Baker in second with 15 points. It's awfully close to the top here because right behind them is Sandoval with 13 points. After that, it falls off a little bit with Schultz at 7, Max at 5, Kaiser at 5, Maddie with 3, and Danielson with 2. Man, you'll recall that very first effort was Henry Kaiser, and I said that might pay off big time. He's still in the top 5 or 6 position from those early points. That's the way sometimes these points races can work out. But only 3 points separating our top 3 riders means that the final sprint is going to be ever so important. The 2 riders from Found Cycling, it's Richter, number 7, and Sandoval, number 24. Number 4, Andy Baker from the Broadmark Realty team. Those three are going to be throwing it down in this final sprint. It's been Baker and Richter at the front in the previous two. Sandoval's been at kind of the back of it, but he's still within striking distance if he can win this final sprint. The Rider of the Year jersey, he's wearing it and he wants to defend it. 2 to go. Down the back straight, Baker with a nice acceleration, well ahead of the belly. He invites out Richter. Whoa, they're dancing. Whoa, that was a close one out of turn 4, but Richter and Baker manage. Bell's ringing, 1 to go. The two leaders side by side, the field chasing down. Ludo Max trying to accelerate things. The rest of the field following suit. Oh, this could be very tumultuous now back to down straight. I'm going to stick with that as the theme word of the race. This has been wild at the top. Can Baker or Richter find the front? They're just going to be watching each other. They're going to let Sandoval roll away with this thing. Sandoval, the Rider of the Year jersey, finds his way to the front. It's going to be Sandoval and her. Sandoval! Oh, Ludomax, 35, picks up the 10. The salute from number 24 is because he knows he gets the victory with the final 6. That'll be enough to take the lead back from both Richter and Baker. Ludomax with a good finish there at the end will be the rider to pick up 10 points. And riders exit on the back straight after your final lap. Our final group coming up is the Cat 4 men to the rail. Our final race of this evening, it is a 25-lap points race for the Cat 4 men, and we're going to be going out for a 5x5 in this Peter Snoblin edition of Friday Night Racing. You too can get in on the fun of making your own race format if you want to come out to the auction and spend a little money. That's why we're run by a nonprofit organization, the Marymore Velodrome Association. If you didn't know about them, they've been here since this place opened in 1975. In partnership with King County Parks, this place is operated under the umbrella of that nonprofit, and the biggest generator of income we're able to make in a single night, the MVA auction. Usually goes on in the springtime at a local location. We've got a new great partner actually here in Redmond. It's Redmond Hilton. It was a great host this last year. Happened right at the end of April. If you too want to keep your eyes on the website or our socials for the auction next year, help us raise some money. Maybe you have some items you could donate. Make sure to follow us on the Twitter and Instagram at JB Velodrome, or head to the website and sign up for the newsletter under the Connect tab. "25 laps, currently in the neutral, starting out of turn 4. Just a couple weeks of racing left in our season. In fact, next week will be the last official week of regular season racing. We have a postseason Friday on the 9th of September. We are also planning an end-of-year celebration for the riders to receive their season awards, the Rider of the Year awards and whatnot. Celebrate the year together with our athletes and fans. We're going to be coming out here for Starcrossed on September 10th. Exact details being sorted out. But again, on the 10th, we are planning sort of an end-of-year celebration, handing out the awards for some of the fine riding going on here in 2022. More information to come soon. And the whistle signaling the start of racing. The competition is on. 25 laps from the Cat 4 men. Points racing. First bell at 21 to go. 23 to go. It's been Westover kind of pulling the group around right now. Not at top speed. The field's happy sitting pretty wide. Still sort of looks like warm-up efforts here as we're 3 lanes, and Westover is just fine sitting on the front, not feeling too exhausted at this tempo. So everybody will follow along for now.
No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every
Bell next lap.
No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.
Bell's ringing for our first sprint, 21 to go. Sprint underway, 5, 3, 2, and 1 next time around the track. Westover still on the lead after all this pulling around. He'll just continue to attack from the front on this first one, see what he can make of it as he starts to open things up nicely. Anton of the junior team is right there behind him, the rider with that orange bike. Dan Pham lining up something from the field. It looks like Team Epic was ready to follow Dan around as he accelerates. He brings up the Portland riders. Westover still in the lead. Gavin Newman all the way from the outside, though, will accelerate big time for the points. Hampson for 3. Westover for 2 unofficially. Barely over. I believe that was Indigo. The official call goes the other way I called it. It'll be Indigo Vining for 2. Michael Westover for 1. Newman and Hampson do go for the 5 and the 3 in that order, as we saw. So once again, it's Team Epic doing some big work here in the Cat 4 field. Is something happening? Nolan, keep it together. You're not even on stream and or on mic, and you're still doing me damage somehow. Much love, buddy. I'm just teasing. Uh-oh, give your stuff. Okay, all right. Keep it together over there. After one sprint, your leader is Gavin Newman, number 422, but here comes Anton again, trying to figure out the right formula for beating the kids from Portland. He'll make the lead well out ahead of the sprint, number 429. Here comes Newman, though, 422, closing it down quickly. We're getting the wave started over in corner 1. I see that. You got to do something, you know. You got to have some fun with it. Love it. Down the back straight, Anton still on the lead of the sprint, but here comes Westover, and it might be Anton's sprint still to control. All the way around the track, an impressive big effort here from the youngster for the J. Baker Juniors. He might be able to hold on for 5. Looks like he will. Westover for 3, Newman for 2, and that's Dan Pham for 1. Here's your leaders at 14 to go on the home straight, coming across the line now. Clutching a rider down a lap now, I believe, as they go into turn 1. Unofficially, I have the points at 7 for the leader, Gavin Newman. 5 for the rider in second is Anton. 4 points for Mike Westover in third. Jack Hampson is 3. Indigo Vining with 2. Dan Pham with 1. Things have been pulled apart here pretty well. I believe the lead of the race now coming on the home straight is also going to count as the field. I'll check in on that call. 13 to go. That is confirmed. All right, very good. So as riders are getting caught by the leaders, we will call that our field just to keep things straight. That helps me out too. Otherwise, I get lost real quick. 13 to go. Your group of 7 going into the Greg Cycle Signs has a couple of riders down a lap, but they're back in with the leaders and are eligible for points on the next sprint if they find themselves up there. Oh, okay. I missed that. Roger that. Nobody's caught. They just got back on. Sheer willpower. Next group of riders on the track right now are just going over the Stanley sign in turn 3, so they're back a ways on the field from the lead group here. 12 to go. To go. Next time they come through, we hear the bell ringing. Your leaders on the back straight coming into turn 3 now. It's Newman, the rider out of Portland, still your leader with 7 unofficially. Next closest is our local junior, Anton. Ernie Shev with 5. Bell's ringing, 11 to go. Our group of 7 here, all eligible for points and fighting over it. 464, leading out the effort is Michael Copenhaver, the rider in black. Not with any points yet, and you can see why, as there's good acceleration from the kids as they come out into the flat. There's Anton from the front now, trying to hold off, stave off the attack from Epic. Gavin finds the wheel and re-accelerates himself. It'll be Newman for 5, Hampson for 3, 2 for Anton, 1 for Westover. 4:36 called down the lap as that concludes. Your leader with 12, the unofficial points total is 12 points to Gavin Newman, 7 to Anton in second, 6 to Jack Hampson in third, 5 to Mike Westover in fourth. I've got 2 to Indigo Vining still and 1 to Dan Pham. Those points match the official record. At 9 to go. A couple more riders falling off the pace of the quick leaders. This group of 5 under the Stanley sign. All of the big points getters in this group, and they have established themselves as the dominant athletes in the group. They will pull away from the rest. We'll continue to watch where these 5 are on the track to sort of set the pace at 8 to go. That's Westover on the lead. Number 433 pulls up and out of the way. Your leader in points, look out for him. Number 422, small in frame but speedy here tonight is Gavin Newman. His teammate close behind in the points totals. It's Jack Hampson, number 452. But the nearest competition is another junior. We've seen this in other races before, as it's Anton and Gavin kind of trading blows as best they can. Anton Ernishev, the rider, in second with 7, trails by 5 points as he sits to the blue line, allowing some of the stragglers to find their way back in. No bell this lap. It's 7 to go. Bell next time around. 2 more sprints remain. Here goes Hampson, the rider in third place overall. Will now try to make an attack well ahead of the bell. His teammate keeps finishing in front of him, so he's going to try to do something different as well. Anton happy to follow the wheel. Hampson abandoning the sprinter's lane. Here goes Newman now. This might just put these two on an attack. Anton might try to find the wheel here and hold onto the slipstream, and that's not what Gavin wants. So he pulls up, forces Anton down, and there's the switcheroo. Bell's ringing, 6 to go. Your leader in second wheel spot, Westover the rider in red, has some points as well. He's third in the lineup as we head into the back straight. It looks like Anton's lost a bit of speed here. It's now just a wait for the jump for the riders on the back wheel. The orange bike in the lead, the Jerry Baker Jr.'s Anton Ernishev in second overall, leading the sprint still. I think Gavin's just waiting here for the jump, and there it is. Newman flying high here tonight at our Velodrome, trying to win back-to-back here in the Cat 4s. We'll find 5 on this sprint, 3 for Westover, 2 more for Ernishev, and 1 for Hampson. "17 points for your leader, Gavin Newman. Still in the lead, and even more so after that last sprint. Anton still sitting in second, now with 9. Mike Westover moves up into third with 8, and with 7 is Jack Hampson in fourth. So second, third, and fourth place are just 2 points apart from each other. You got the big lead of Gavin. After that, it's still Indigo and Dan Pham with points after that, 2 and 1, I believe. Your leaders are the group of 4 on the back straight. Looks like they're about to gobble up another one here as they roll down the back straight. Westover, the rider in red, has found himself now in third place, so he's going to be trying to dial in one good sprint to end this thing up. We still have the big double sprint upcoming. Leaders will be seeing 3 to go. 3 to go. Just saw 2 to go. Our leaders still close enough. If Newman can get anywhere in the point sprint, he's likely still your winner, even if he doesn't win the sprint. The real race is going to be for second place. As Anton, number 429, the orange bike, Mike Westover in the red, Jack Hampson for Epic. Those 3 riders are all within just 2 points of each other, all for second place. Leader's going to be hearing the bell as they come underneath. One of our riders getting caught. It's 1 to go. 1 to go. Final lap here tonight for Friday Night Racing. Westover, 433, leading up the sprint. He's trying to see what the kids are doing as he looks around on his shoulders, trying to see what's going on behind him. Down the back straight, Newman's got the wheel of Westover. The race really is going on for a second, especially if this happens. So Newman's going to roll away with this one. He'll guarantee the win tonight. Who's going to find second overall? Hampson makes the nice second move. This might be it for second place. Hampson coming out of the turn, trying to get into second overall. It's going to be Newman going first. Team Epic once again, styling on the Cat 4s in their final race tonight. We'll go 1 and 2. Westover, third place overall, the unofficial call. We'll check those results later as they get posted. I'm not wearing a blue shirt for a reason. Nothing I say really matters.
We got a few more on track, and then we're going to need our 1-2s for the podium. That's Mario. I need you to come back down. Richter and Baker.
And with that, folks, racing is concluded tonight. Thanks for everybody making the journey out to the Velodrome. Beverage Garden's still open. Tabasum should still have a few more delicious offerings for you out of the food truck. It's my pleasure to be with you tonight and announce the evening's action. We have a few weeks left of racing. I'll be here once again next week for the final regular season night. S. Nolan will be filling in for me on the final postseason night. So 2 more weeks of Friday night racing you can catch here at the Velodrome. We look forward to those awesome events. Look for more information about the end of year celebrations September 10th at Starcrossed. Thanks to all of you out there that are rewatching this on the YouTube. All for you made your way out here, our athletes, for a great night of racing. And we look forward to hosting you for more great racing action here at the Jerry